Hi, if you're a large gorilla man with a saddle on his back, Andrew. And this is Gayties Toys. On today's MIA 80s Ladies, you can finally put down your pitchforks. We're going to talk about ThunderCats. And there's actually quite a few women within ThunderCats to talk about. I want to kick off with the Lunataks, the two women from that team who are sort of, just grossly underused in the media, but are, just very fun, chaotic villains. If you've ever sat down and watched the ThunderCats, like there's a lot of style, substance, sex. It's a cute, cartoon, but there's a lot of episodes. And especially after the first season, the evil mutants really kind of got tired. So I think the intention for season two was this new crew called the Lunataks to come in and really kind of spice things up and introduce a new faction. This is something He-Man did very famously quite a few times between the Horde, the Snake Men. You want, just sort of pile on new threats for your heroes to sort of, make them the most heroic heroes they can be. And the Lunataks were originally, one of the ultimate bads. They were just almost impossible to defeat. It was only, through the power of friendship and teamwork that they were. But over time, of course, they likewise were very villain of the week, easily dispatched. But nevertheless, great wackadoo designs. The two we're going to talk about are the two women from Lunataks. One is, basically their namesake, Luna. She's this very diminutive, unpowered, unbothered, little gnome of a creature. She's their leader. She rides a just truckosaurus of a dude named Amok. It's kind of vaguely a Brave Star 3030 situation where he's her ride, her bodyguard. She has no powers except for just a big mouth, huge confidence, just this, unwavering determination to destroy all and rule all. So she's a great, fun little snack pack of a character where she's just loud, abrasive. She's that chick. If you know that little short chick who can, take down the entire bar, that's her. The other, and I might argue more popular, of the two women on Lunataks was Chilla. She, despite the name, had ice and fire powers, despite a very, snowy theme. She very much gave me Frosta vibes from She-Ra, which, my fave. But by and large, she was very much the loner of the crew. She kind of kept to herself. She did sort of, like to stir up trouble, even amongst her cohorts, but very much kind of like the lone wolf of the pack. Nevertheless, very cool character, and you know where this is going. The LJN ThunderCats line, I wouldn't say was afraid of women necessarily. They made Chitara with a little PVC Wily kit. Later on, they released Wily kit on her own. When the new ThunderCat crew came out, they made Pomyra, so they weren't, adamantly against making women, but they weren't, all that interested in doing so either. There's quite a few we're going to get to over the years. In this case, the Lunataks never actually made it out to market. There was one called Red Eye, whose toy seems to have different colors than what appeared in the cartoon. He never, made it out into toy shelves. Likewise, they did want to release a Lunatacker, which was a vehicle. But because they didn't put Red Eye on, on the vehicle in promo images, it went to Captain Shiner for some reason. So a lot of sort of false starts with the Lunataks. Perhaps, had the cartoon continued, had the toy line continued, we would have gotten to them. But, this is a case not so much of sexism, but they just never happened. The Lunataks never really, made the impact that the mutants did. So if you've been watching these for a while, I generally like to have the final verdict be good news. And what you might not know is that I've been playing chicken with a lot of characters. There's some, you might be waiting on and you're wondering why hasn't he talked about them yet. The reason for that is that I know through unofficial, channels, or I suspect that certain toy companies are going to be making these figures, in the near future. So I'm more or less waiting on that. So in this case, we have a bit of a twofer. One has been released. That would be Chilla in the Super 7 ThunderCats Ultimates line. Chilla is in the latest wave that's currently shipping, time of recording. For Luna and Amok, I don't know, and I can't even theorize. But I mean, I would imagine, considering how deep the line's going, how there's some waves that need to be announced soon, that she would be included. how she's packaged is very dependent on how Super 7 wants to approach this. They have in the past done almost mini waves, such as like Mandora and her bike, someone else will talk about, or Silverhawks. They did sort of like a vehicle 2-pack. I feel like Luna might be more of a deluxe standalone wave where it's, the figure itself is very small, diminutive, hopefully, with moving arms and legs and whatnot, but the bulk of the cost would of course go into Amok, her bodyguard, her steed. And on that note too, I mean, if they could really want to plus it up, Luna had obtained some belt of her grandmother, Queen Luna, and sort of grew into, a giant size for her, normal size for all the rest of the characters. But, there's a more buxom Luna out there. So, I mean, if they want to really, like, pack out this set, that's an option. I could do that. Again, all of this is just theorizing. So the final verdict is both good news. Chilla's coming. Some people watching this right now already have her. Luna and Amok are probably coming. What that looks like, we'll see. Likewise, Super 7 has kind of talked about going back to their reaction line, so we'll see if the Lunataks get involved in that. Time will tell, but nevertheless, I think this is both A, confirmed, but also B, very hopeful. So I like that this is sort of one injustice that was, made right. And that's my look at the Lunataks, Chilla and Luna. They are weird ones and very refreshing kind of women characters in that they're very different. They're not, the same character, copy-paste, different hair colors. They're between size, temperament, everything, just wildly different characters. And I think like a great addition to the ThunderCats lore and really any collection or shelf, just because the whole team, very oddball, which is very much a ThunderCat staple. So if you like this, please comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you next time on Gayties Toys.